Hi, everybody. Welcome to School of Scarlet. Today, I have another message for you. So, today's message is around your intuition. You are highly intuitive, and I have a message here for you. So, before we begin, I want to welcome anybody new to my channel to subscribe, to hit that notification bell, and to come back for my daily intuitive messages. Okay, so today I was getting through this message around being telepathic, that you have activated being telepathic within your being. And this is because you're actually highly intuitive and you may or may not connect with that completely. But I want you to know that it is a fact that you have high intuition abilities. And whether or not you are allowing those to, flourish within you is really up to you. So, anytime that you feel something within you, something communicating, you have a feeling about something, a nudge about something, you get a green light or a red light about something, any of these things, whether maybe you feel, that some presence is around you, any of these things are your intuition speaking to you. So, if you have been ignoring those messages, it's time for you to pay attention to them. You're being called to pay attention to your intuition, to pay attention to your heart anytime that it's speaking to you, because it's speaking to you right now. So, anytime that you feel that, I would like you to go forward and either journal about it, write it down, or go with it, whatever feels more comfortable to you. But the more that you develop your intuition in that way, the more that you're going to feel the activation of telepathic communication. So, we all have the ability to sense when someone is like staring at us. It's like we feel someone staring at us and we turn around and we like lock eyes with them and we know that there is that connection that they were staring at us. Or maybe you're the one staring and you're staring at someone else, and very soon they turn around and lock eyes with you because they sense that you are, looking at them. This is all energy. And at the highest form, we actually don't use vocal communication. We are using telepathic communication. So that's something that I really learned, or not even learned, but experienced in my twin flame journey. And if you know anything about twin flames, it's a very, soulful connection. And when we first met, we didn't even hardly talk. But it's like we knew everything about each other. We could sense what each other wanted and needed. And if you're interested in learning about that, I talked a little bit about it on my channel a while back, but I have written a book about it, Love, Death, Nothing, and I'll link it down below if you are interested in that, because it goes into a little bit more about this. But essentially, there could be people that you have such a close soul connection with that you don't need communication. Maybe you know this with, your spouse or your child. It's like you already sense what's going on with them. You know when they're not in a good mood, you know when they're happy, excited, when they're hiding something, when they're hungry. It's like all of these things without them ever even having to say anything. I remember when my daughter was really little and she couldn't speak yet, they haven't developed language. And as her mother, I knew what she wanted. I knew when she was hungry. I knew when she was uncomfortable with something. I had that sense and ability to pick up on her energy and her way of being, that she didn't have to speak a word for me to know that. Yet other people would be around and they would think, how do you know she wants that? How can you tell that? Well, as her mother, as someone that is so connected to her soul and, being around her so often, you gain the ability to read energy. And so telepathic communication is just energy. It's all that it is. And so you have the ability to be telepathic, and you have the ability to do so with everybody and everything, including the plants, including the animals, your pets, everything. You're able to pick up on what they are trying to communicate without them having to speak a word. So you can see my dog was kind of walking around here. Actually, my other dogs, Sarah and Blue, they're all around here. So we'll see if they show up here in the video. But, with our pets, we also become telepathic with them. They can't really communicate other than, let's say, they're barking or if they're a cat meowing. And that is a form of communication. But we also can sense what they need when they're sick, when they're scared. We can sense all of these things simply through energy. So you're being called today to activate your telepathic communication, to welcome it when it happens, to embrace it as part of communication. Sometimes we don't pay attention to these things and we think, oh, it's just a coincidence. Well, nothing is really a coincidence. And all of these things that are happening are communication to you. And the more that you develop all your extrasensory abilities, such as telepathic communication, the more that you will be in tune with everything and you'll have a higher level of awareness, a higher level of consciousness to take in more, to take in more. So that is what this message is bringing forth for you, whether it is that you're having a telepathic communication with a romantic partner, whether it's that you're starting to develop it in all senses. Embrace it, allow it to be part of the way that you receive communication. So another message came through today. It's kind of been coming through a little bit here and there, but I talk so much about my garden that I almost don't even want to talk about it anymore. But it was around the garden, and if you've been following my channel, you know that I planted a summer garden. And in this summer garden, we had to replant it 4 times. We had to literally go in and put more and more seeds. And so different things were happening. There was like a flood that happened on 2 occasions. There was some little creatures that were taking the seeds. There was just different things that were happening where we had to replant. At the end of the day, the fourth time that we replanted, we still had, I think, another storm come through. And I really got to the point of saying, you know what, this is the final time. I am not replanting. So after that fourth time, I decided I am not replanting this garden. We've planted our seeds. Those seeds that sprout, those plants that take off, we will nourish those and we will get something. We'll have some sort of harvest. It may not be as big as it has been in other years, but we will have some sort of harvest. In the past, we, in our small garden, were able to feed not just our family, but we were able to can and, store up food and still feed people at our church, still give food away when we had like, we have a summer party that we do. We would give food away then. We'd just have tubs of all kinds of vegetables and people could just take, and we would give food away to people at work. So we were able to feed lots of people with that. And I always thought that's way too much, food for just our small family. So when, I noticed that this year it doesn't seem that many plants really sprouted up after all the troubles that we had, I figured we're still going to have enough for our family, if not more. And so what was coming through around, the garden is that maybe there's some of you that are concerned that you're not going to reap the benefits of some of the seeds that you're planting in your life, that you're not going to reap the rewards of, some endeavors that you're doing that may not seem to be paying off financially right now. And whether it's financially or energetically or however it is, it's something that you're feeling that you're not getting the payback from it yet. And I want you to know that you may plant many seeds and they may not all take off, but you will reap a harvest. And that is certain. You will bear fruit. So have no fear in planting those seeds and exploring different avenues, doing different endeavors, trying different things. Go ahead and try everything that comes up for you in your heart. Some of those will take off and some of those may not. But in the end, you will bear fruit and you will be aligned in whatever it is that you're creating. So have no fear. Go ahead and plant and, have no fear. Don't just leave it behind, plant, and then say, I'm done with it. It's not working. I don't see anything paying off. Go ahead and tend to those few plants and those few seeds that have sprouted up, just like I'm tending to those in my garden. If you follow me on my other channel, I have a lifestyle channel called, I'll link it down below. But on that channel, what I have there is like videos of updates every week of my garden. And when you can tell in this last week's video and the one I'm going to post is that we're coming into a harvest now. We're about to harvest a bunch of yellow squash. We have some radishes. We have tomatoes coming in. And so where we thought that we may not even have a garden and we got frustrated at times and thought, we're not going to have anything, we are now reaping the rewards. And yes, it takes a little time, it takes a little faith, and it takes a little bit of tending to those few plants, even if they look sickly, even if anything. My dog's moving the camera. Go ahead and take care of that. Take care of what you do have and does sprout up. But go ahead and have no fear and sprout and plant seeds everywhere. Anywhere you feel that you're being drawn to and led to, go ahead and drop a seed, drop a seed, drop a seed. And before you know it, you're going to be reaping in the harvest of that. So I hope that this message found you well. I hope that it resonated with you, that it empowered you today. If it did, please share this message with others. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a heart, your favorite emoji down below. I really appreciate all of that. Thank you so much. Again, if you are new here, please subscribe to my channel. If you're a returning viewer and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now. Hit that notification bell so that you can be notified of my daily intuitive messages. I love you all, and I will catch you on our next message.